We are a couple who wants to encourage you to live your best life and welcome you to a family. We are a carefree people with expressive vibes. So tune in with us, cause we're your teammates on Team Rochelle. Yeah, so tune in with us on Team Rochelle. We'll give you the best advice on Team Rochelle. We're a family, yeah. Team Rochelle. You rolling with Team Rochelle. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is Team Rochelle. And guys, we are back and we're excited. This is episode 1, 2, 3, 4, episode 4. And today we are talking with some teammates, but before we get all into that, we have to introduce our teammates of the week. And so with that,
There's quite a few.
all of our teammates are everyone who has joined us as an ally with our buttons. Scroll the photos. Guys, thank you so much. You have no idea what it means to us. I mean, we touched on it in our midweek check-in, but the stories you guys have come to us with and how you guys are fighting, either by protesting or by standing or just wearing it, like you guys are contributing to the solution. Here at Team Rochelle, we are solution-based thinkers, and that's a part of our identity as who we are as a people. And so we just value so much that you guys are willing to put yourselves out there in order to see and promote change. We love you for it. We love you. So guys, just keep going, keep striving, and keep doing amazing things with this project. But we just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. But after that, we're jumping into episode 4. Who we talking to? Who we talking to?
So we are talking to Rachel and Garrett Reeves today, and they're such an awesome couple. They're so sweet together.
They are. Both went to
great
theater.
Friends.
Theater
Yes,
buzz.
they are theater people, and we love that about them.
Yes.
I miss the theater.
I do too.
So we're so happy to talk to them. So we're gonna do the same kind of thing we did last time with talking with teammates. We're gonna play their video. You guys are gonna get to see who they are, things that are awesome in their marriage, things that maybe they want to work on a little bit, and then we get to chat about it. And we want your opinions too, and what you think, and if you have any advice for them or anything that you're like, yeah, that's awesome, please comment below and let them know that they're amazing. So
Yep, and roll footage.
play. Hi everybody, my name's Rachel, and this is my husband Garrett, and we're the Reeves. Say hi.
Hello.
We're happy to be on Rolling with the Rochelles this week, and we're just going to talk to you guys a little bit about our relationship. So one really great thing about Garrett and something that he's applied really well in our marriage is that he's really great at moving away from conflict very quickly. If we just have like a small argument or a misunderstanding or something, you know, he can just kind of move on to the next scene really quickly, whereas I feel like, especially like growing up and stuff, like if I had an argument with my mom or something, it's like we both needed our time away for like a couple hours. Like even if the issue was resolved, it takes me a while to like come down from, you know, like my anger or just like that feeling of miscommunication. But Garrett is just quickly it's over. Like if we've resolved it, then he can just move on to, you know, look at this funny meme I found, you know, and that's definitely been like really helpful in our relationship and just in our marriage as a whole.
Something good about Rachel, one of my favorite things at least, is, you know, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about how we tend to have really balanced personalities, like, and it's not even like a set balance, it kind of actually shifts, but I was thinking about how I tend to be very organizational and structured and stuff like that. So like if we were going on a trip, I would probably make a spreadsheet with a schedule, and when I go, I really want to stick to that schedule. But Rachel has like the kind of spontaneity to actually make the trip better because actually I want to do this or I want to do that, and the schedule gets a little tweaked, but yeah, that kind of balance also applies in other things. Like, you know, both of us have different levels of anxiety in our lives, and oftentimes if Rachel's having kind of the anxiety attack, then I get to be the level-headed one. And then whenever it overwhelms me, whenever that is, if it's like once a month or something, then like Rachel is the absolute like super steady. She can calm me down, and I feel like it's very rare that we're both having the worst time, that we're able to kind of bring each other back down and lift each other up, and so that's like all on her for sure.
And then something that we feel like we can work on in our marriage is we're really, really good friends. And with that comes a lot of like teasing and laughter, which can be really awesome. But I think we just sometimes have to find the balance of like when that's appropriate. You know, like if I'm saying something and then Garrett kind of makes a joke, it's like, yo, I'm trying to tell you something serious. So just finding that balance of like, you know, when is it okay to maybe make that joke to like lighten the mood, or when is, you know...
I'm fighting off a joke right now.
Yeah, like he's fighting off a joke right now, exactly. So I think that's something, especially like in isolation, like being together all the time, I feel like we're running into that a little bit more, where I'm like, one of us is like, okay, I'm trying to be serious now, like, and I'm sure, knowing Jarell and Maddie, I'm pretty sure Jarell might be able to relate. No, but we love you guys, and yeah, so I hope some of the team members can relate to some of this and give us advice and let us know how you guys have been handling issues like this as well. Yeah.
Roll it with the Rochelles.
All right, guys, we are back. We just got to watch Garrett Reeves and Rachel Reeves, and we were just chuckling. You guys are funny. It's hilarious. Don't fix my posture. I just told her to fix her posture, and so now I'm doing it. Anyways, so yeah, I hope my posture's straight on camera because we're keeping this in. But anyways, we just spoke with them, and you know, obviously you guys saw the video. They're incredible, and I just want to speak to Garrett first and say, first of all, big dog, I commend you for being able to resolve conflict and then just be able to drop it off, because that's an admirable trait. Like, I know for me sometimes it's hard. Like, I'm with Rachel, bro. Like, if something makes me mad or whatever, I might have to go take a walk around the block maybe 2 times, you know what I'm saying? But that's an admirable trait, because it says, as a teammate, like, I'm not going to throw you under the bus for what we have to obtain. And there's a couple of people that have that take, and I'm learning how to adopt that into my own lifestyle. But it's like seeing the greater goal and the greater cause at the end. My mind jumps to The Last Dance with Michael Jordan in it, and, you know, his role as a leader on the team. It's one thing when Michael Jordan is like pumping up his team, blah, blah, blah. But let's just say somebody's having a bad game, and then his attention shifts to the bad game instead of the goal of winning. Then the team will lose because he's worried about that person in the bad game instead of the goal of winning. And to me, when you explained that about Garrett, I was like, yeah, his mind is set on winning and making things right and not dwelling on it. And so that's an admirable trait. I respect you for that, and I'm learning from you. So thank you so much. And yeah, that was some good stuff. Like, that definitely is a download in my brain that I'm gonna keep there and be conscious of when we, you know, have our disagreements and our discussions and keep going.
Okay, so we are talking next about, let me just rub your chest a
Sorry,
little bit.
filming got disrupted and I'm a little aggravated right now, but it's okay. I'm just mad.
Life happens.
Life happens.
So I want to address the next point that Rachel and Garrett were talking about. That Garrett was talking about basically how they kind of like even each other out, like in this moment.
Yin and yang.
Maybe, yeah. So I like how he said, you know, I like how you said, Garrett, like, you know, sometimes there's somebody who might feel like more anxious than another person, or who's maybe having a bad day, or who's like having a great day, or, you know, that kind of thing. And it's really cool because when you have somebody that's your partner, that's really what it feels like. So you can have someone who's like literally just like not feeling it, like, and I mean I'm
not feeling it right now.
That's
like,
why I was
real.
doing this. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I think it's such a blessing because when you have somebody, you know, who's down and the other person recognizes that, it's almost like this, it's like this, such a weird way to explain it, but it's like that like magnetic kind of force where it's like it just automatically balances the other person out, because in your head it's like, well, they're feeling this way, I want to help them. So you know what I mean? Your automatic reaction is like, how can I help? And so I think that's what is so cool about it, because you guys are thinking, how can I help the other person? Well, you know, it's not just about you, because if it was just about you and how you felt, then you wouldn't be so much concerned with it. Well, you're mad. Okay, well, you're mad then. Well, no, like, you're mad. Let me help you. Are you okay? Like, can I rub your back? And it feels better. It feels a little bit better, even though you still might be frustrated.
Yeah,
but I think that's such an awesome thing. And like, I will give an example of the other night. I was having a hard night, and so Jarell went out. I'll brag on you a little bit because it was so sweet. And it wasn't even that to me. It was just like, maybe to you those were the moves, but it was like, it was the fact that it was so sweet is what it really just like helped. I was having a hard time, and he went out intentionally to the store and went and got flowers and bubble bath and a card and my favorite ice cream, and he came back and he had all this stuff ready for me and basically just surprised me with words of encouragement. He surprised me with my favorite ice cream.
You're on that ice cream. You're
stuck
on that ice cream.
It's delicious, and I was so thankful. And a bubble bath, and he made a playlist. And it was just all these things, and it was more so for the fact of like that. It was that give and take. Like, I was feeling like this, and he was like, well, I'm like this, so let me even you out, you know? And so I think that's just, it's awesome. It's a blessing. I'm so glad that you guys have that and you do that for each other. And same.
And one more thing I want to comment on, Rachel's spontaneity. Like, it is needed in a relationship, because sometimes things can become static. You know what I'm saying? It's like, static shock. And sometimes you just need to jolt it awake, and planning is great. Like, love that. But also, like, on the other hand, like, you just need to just do stuff, and so that brings balance. You guys are very balanced, and we appreciate that and love that about you, teammates. So jumping into the next part. All right, so next we're talking about capping.
This is near and dear to Jarell's heart.
AKA jokes. Too many jokes. So you got jokes. Jesus Christ. I get this, and I think what Rachel said. Wow, did you see that? Like,
it's an example.
Okay, wow. Not gonna even mind giving you an example. See, this is happening right now. But what I was gonna say is concerning what Rachel said. She said about quarantine, like being in quarantine. Yeah. So I want to address that
close
first.
To each other all the time.
I think, you know, the average American. You know, we do jobs, like we work jobs. We go to this place and our spouse goes to this place and all this other stuff. And so what COVID-19 exposed in all of our relationships is how well and how we coincide with one another for long periods of time. And so for me, I look at it from a practical standpoint. You have to build up the muscle if you haven't been in close quarters that much, and it's very doable, but there has to be a certain I guess boundaries and understanding of like what is the word?
Limitation.
Yeah, like limitation to what you can handle.
You have to be conscious of it also.
Yeah, self-awareness in the relational aspect, and just being honest. Like for me, if I'm not feeling something, there's times when I looked at Maddie and I was like, I know I'm not feeling something. I didn't like that. I didn't like the joke. I'm gonna go outside and go for a walk. You know what I mean? And I think as long as you're self-aware, and for all the couples who are going through quarantine trying to figure out like their balance, you have to have grace with yourself and your relationship and your spouse to know that this is not regular. And so, you know, this is a different circumstance, and we have to learn how to interact in this circumstance by being extremely clear about our boundaries, when it's okay to joke and when it's not, and when, like, yo, I am trying to be serious about something and bring it to you, and there has to be a mutual respect. For if someone says, hey, I'm not feeling that, then it's like, all right, you're not feeling that, not, well, why aren't you feeling it, bro? Like, come on, I'm ready to talk. Like, what about you? Which I've done before, but, you know, that's what helps us. And we're at a time where we have to work in such close quarters together during extreme circumstances. So communication and respecting communication, comprehension is the key in kind of working around that. I don't know if you have anything to say.
No, I think it's the same thing. It's like communication, being able to say, if I need you to stop, because there are times for me where it's like, sometimes I just my brain gets full, or I feel overstimulated, and it's like that extra, like, you might be having an awesome day and I love that, but if you're throwing jokes at me, like, I may not be able to receive it in a good way, is what I'm saying. So, like, if
salty, aka salty.
Well, and it's that, but it's also like, honestly, like, I know when I'm not in a joking mood, and I'm like, I just can't take any more things filling up my head, whether it's funny or not. Like, I just have stuff to process through, and so I will say that. I'll be like, please don't joke with me right now, or like, I can't joke right now. My brain is full. Like, literally, and it really is. It's just about communicating that and saying, please, not right now. And then there has to be automatic respect for that. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. Like, no worries. And like he said, not like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And like, you keep going, but all, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's that thing where it's like automatic respect. If he tells me I make a joke and he's like, please, not right now. It has to be. And it has to be. Okay, no worries. Not right now.
And to add on to that, the spirit of offense, especially in this day and age, this climate is so, you have to monitor your spirit of offense, because even with myself, even with the Black Lives Matter movement and the things that, you know, I constantly post, it's like, or that I see on Facebook, you have to know that the spirit of offense does not equate to solving problems. You just get offended and you get salty, and then you work up anger, and then it comes out of your soul. And so that's not the aim or the intention. We have to have a spirit that's willing to listen and willing to hear. And why would you ever want to offend your spouse and get on the wrong side of their presence? Because you are teammates, you know what I mean?
And I think it happens, and it's not, you know, it's one of those things, everybody experiences that, but I think the most effective thing is, like you said, just communicating and then being respectful to each other.
And then the next part of that is the fact that sometimes your partner needs to pull you out of your space and make you uncomfortable. Because sometimes as people, and I know myself, I can get in modes where I just, you know, I'm sad, but then I wallow, and then I wallow. And then I wallow. And it's like, bruh, snap out of it. Like, and with her too, same thing. And there are gonna be moments where it's like, nah, it's not appropriate to joke. But then there's other times where it's like, nah, you gotta fix your heart, and you can't be downtrodden and bringing the energy down to the team. Because in the game of dodgeball, nobody likes that kid who just sits there and like in the back with their hands down and like, nobody hit me. Nobody likes that kid. Like,
that was me in dodgeball.
I love this kid, but that kid, dodgeball, 4th grade, nobody likes that kid. You want the kids who are active, who are throwing, and you know, and that helps build morale for your relationship. So, yeah, that's just the way we talk for that. So, good stuff, guys. Alright, guys, that wraps up episode 4. Yeah, talking with teammates. We talked with Garrett and Rachel, right? And so, basically, we want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for rolling with us. And Maddie's gonna tell you about the challenge we got.
Yes. So every week we have a challenge for you guys. So we want to know this week, what has quarantine been like for you? We kind of touched on that earlier, that you know, it's hard sometimes to be in close proximity all the time with your family, and even though you love them dearly, you do anything for them. And so we want to know what has been awesome for you. What is maybe something like joking that maybe you've struggled with also. Let us know below. we just want to know what you guys have thought.
How have you been getting out? What
Yeah,
have
what
you
have
guys
you
been
been
doing? Like,
anything
we
cool?
yeah.
Lots of movies, Netflix and chill. I don't know. Yeah. So not like what? No.
Okay.
Okay, not like that. No. Wait, no. I meant
no.
G version.
T-Bird.
So thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you so
I
much.
appreciate you so much.
And we'll see them. Do you know when we'll see them?
Day.
Wednesday for a
Maybe check-in.
midweek check-in. Yes. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for rolling with us.
We'll see
I'm-
you
So
soon.
we're rolling at.
Okay, say bye-bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Team Rochelle. Yeah. You rolling with Team Rochelle.